Hello and welcome to another edition of Pulp Picks. My name is Patrick.
I'm Fritz.
And we're here to give you this week's reading recommendations on New Comic Book Day. We've got a few number ones up here, Fritz.
Yeah.
So let's dive right in because I'm excited to hear about them.
Yeah, so my pick this week is Lobo #1, the start of DC's Next Level initiative, kind of like after. So we had All In a couple years ago. That was their big kind of soft relaunch of, hey, here's a good jumping on point for everyone on our books. It was also when they introduced the Absolute books.
Yep.
And obviously, we know those have done pretty well.
I've never heard of them.
Sure, tell that to the couple of reprints that we have up this
Right,
week.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so, and now post DCKO, we've got Next Level, which is their next level of their initiative, where they've got a bunch of new series coming out for characters who haven't had books in a while. Some of them been a real long time. I can't remember the last time. It's been well over a decade since Lobo's had his own book.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I'm pretty sure the last time was during the New 52, and
wow.
they do touch on that on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
this is a very tongue-in-cheek book.
Yes,
they poke fun at many things.
Sometimes they poke fun through things.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of poking through things.
Yeah. So it is written and drawn by the team of Scotty Young and Jorge Corona. They've done other stuff before. They did Ain't No Grave.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there's some other stuff that they've done before, but obviously you know them from their other work. Like Young has done a bunch of covers both at Marvel and with his own original stuff, like I Hate Fairyland and Twig. Corona, probably most people know from his recent run on Daniel Ward Johnson's Transformers series.
Correct.
And they bring the chaos and the violence and the nonsense to this book really well.
So, full disclosure, Lobo is just kind of one of those, he's there kind of guys. When he shows up, he's either done well or for me, and never really sought him out all that much. Although I do have friends who really, really like Lobo. This was the perfect creative team on this book. I thought it was fantastic.
Lobo, because I'm a somewhat similar guy where Lobo is a character that I like well enough, but I've never been like, oh, hey, a Lobo book, I should go check that out. This is definitely one where a lot of it came down to, I really like the creative team on here, so I'm willing to see what they clearly are people who love Lobo as a character. Yeah. And it shows every page. It's just kind of almost nonstop wall-to-wall violence, and when it's not being super violent, it's being very funny.
Yeah.
There's this great bit. The whole notion is if you don't know, Lobo is kind of one of the most renowned bounty hunters in the galaxy. Also one of the most, you probably don't want to ever be on his bad side bounty hunters.
Correct.
But he
throws down with Superman quite frequently.
Yeah, but he has a bounty he's working on get rescinded, and it's just what's that about? So when he goes to go check out what's happening, basically this big multi-galactic corporation is kind of trying to take over the bounty hunting scene and turn to something else. And they have plans for Lobo, and without getting too into it might not be the best plans on their part. I think they may have underestimated what they can do with the main man.
Yes. The art is chaotic and cram-packed and messy and fun and fantastic. And it's perfect for, some guy who's hitting a dive bar out in the middle of space to collect a bounty. The whole thing was just Lobo walks into a bar. From him singing the dumb song at the beginning of it to parking his bike to the whole thing.
There's some great wordplay in there.
Yeah, and then they are actively poking fun at kind of the consumers of comic books, but also just comic book adjacent movies and TV and
especially the kind of anti-hero hyper-violence.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's it'll be pretty easy to pick it up, but they definitely take some pot shots at a pretty recent big blockbuster featuring a couple anti-heroes.
Yes.
And it's definitely done in good fun, but it's also like definitely trying to like get you in the
Well,
get you there
and they
a bit.
really had me at the whole like, hey, we're buying out and consolidating and becoming a bigger media corporation, and we're doing, our research and test audiences tell us that we've got to do this, so we're going to cram it down people's throats, and it's just like, oh man, that is so relatable right now. So yeah, it was excellently done. I can't recommend it more. Why didn't we pick that for our joint pick? That's weird.
We'll get there.
All right. Well,
but speaking of books that include hyper-violent space warriors, your pick this week.
Yes, we've got kind of a theme going between our individual picks. So I went with Invincible Universe Battle Beast #7. We're back after hiatus.
Yeah.
Woo! And we needed the hiatus because Battle Beast got the crap kicked out of him in issue 6. So not that he didn't do his own amount of damage. I believe that Juggernaut is missing an arm coming out of their last confrontation. But so we dive right back in, and the first 2 pages of this had me rolling. Did you read this one?
I went through it quick. It's
oh my gosh. Yeah. So good. But it just continues to be like, this is such a, I know that I say this about a lot of Kirkman's stuff, but it's such a fast read. But you're enjoying it so much as you're going through it. And because the text isn't so dense, you're able to take a little more time to appreciate the art. And it is, Otley on this book just nails it. It is so good. And it's funny. It's really funny. These books actually were very kind of similar to me. Lobo is way more text heavy. But they've got kind of a similar vibe. And actually, I think, Lobo and Battle Beast wouldn't like each other, but they would enjoy fighting with each other.
It's funny because like
alongside each other,
comparing them, because Lobo in here, he's like, he can be very talkative and very just kind of like over the top, whereas Battle Beast here, he's very kind of like stoic and laconic. Like he doesn't really say any more than he has to say, which is funny when he's surrounded by these aliens that are just really these kind of like weird, almost goofballs. Like there's a bit with like the witch where she's like, oh, what's up, guys? You're back. Like
I didn't recognize you with legs.
Yeah, like it's so interesting just having him stuck in the situation with these people that he doesn't really care about, but kind of like needs to get to where he's going, and he's just like, okay, man.
Parental advisory: there is full frontal nudity in this book, so.
Surprisingly not in here.
Thank God.
I won't lie. There were definitely moments where I'm just like, is it going to happen? Is something going to...
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, so we have 2 hyper-violent space books where the lead character is pretty much just looking for a fight all the time. One for profit, one for death, looking for an escape from life. Let's go with something that's totally not that now for the joint pick. And I think that a lot of people had this book on their radar. I am shocked at how many copies that we ordered and how few we're down to already because of the number of people who pre-ordered this.
We've got Batwoman #1.
So we've got Rucka back on the character after probably the most prominent run on a Batwoman title ever.
Well, I mean, since he like co-created her, it just makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, since then it's kind of been, everybody's just kind of been, I don't know, running with that.
Yeah, well, because it's always been this weird place because his original, so quick backstory with her.
Yeah.
She was introduced in 52 with a bunch of other new characters, or in her case, kind of like an update-ish on like an existing character. But and then he did some work with her on Detective Comics, and then she got her own book at the start of New 52.
Yep.
And if you know your history there, very infamously, he and I think it was J.H. Williams III was the artist on there. They loved the book because editorial was at the time like being really sticklers about like, hey, you can't have characters get married because the whole thing with New 52 is like, oh, everyone's young and single again.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, no, our story is about her like moving forward in this next step of her relationship, and editorial was like, but no. And so yeah, they were just like, screw it, we leave that. And so it's always been this kind of like dangling thing of just like, well, is he ever going to come back and do more with the character?
Right.
And like you said, they've done stuff with her since then, but it's also always just been in the shadow of that.
So let's take an aside from that real quick and say, I think that a lot of this is really a pretty clear demonstration of how DC is doing things right now. Like, and obviously their sales numbers are through the roof compared to where they were 5 years ago. And I think a big part of it is because they're letting creators tell these really interesting stories. And it seems to be less of boardroom decisions and more of writing room decisions, you know? So I'm really excited to see Rucka on this title and to see the direction they go. Now, the art in it.
So the main reason I checked this out, because like I like Rucka well enough, I like Batwoman well enough. Danny is one of my favorite artists out there right now. Between they've done a bunch of other stuff at DC, particularly in the Batman books. They did the most recent Invisible Man series for the Universal Monsters,
which was super cool looking. I know that we had number 1 up here. Yeah. So their art is just someone I always kind of have to check out whatever they're doing, and they do not disappoint here. Well, I think it's a really great choice because when you look at this cover, and you can kind of see one of the really cool things about Batwoman is this idea of blocky black and blocky red with highlights of white. And it just makes this super cool, surreal, cubist, abstractist kind of vibe where you know what you're looking at, but it's really just blocks of color in interesting shapes. And that's, to me, where for one of the modern designs, Batwoman has got one of the most iconic classic looks. Don't do too much. Sometimes less is more. And
you get a slight update here. Like I think they extend like the ears.
The ears are longer,
on the cowl. Like the belt's a bit different, but it is one of those designs because if I remember correctly, I think Alex Ross actually designed the original outfit.
I can see that.
It was a scrap redesign that he'd originally designed for Barbara Gordon as Batwoman.
Yeah.
And since that obviously wasn't a thing that happened at the time, they were like, what about for her?
Yeah, I like it. It was really interesting. And so I'm not huge on Batwoman lore. I haven't read a ton of her, mostly in crossover-y kind of stuff and whatever. But I think
we've still got the compact for the original Rucka Williams run on it.
Yeah. Yes, it's around the corner, I believe. Wait, no, it should be.
Oh, you keep talking. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Yeah, for sure. But this, I feel like if you're not super familiar with the character, this is a pretty good. Like, you're gonna jump in a bit, but it's pretty easy to catch where they're going with it and what's happening. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Batwoman Elegy. So you can tell just by looking at it here again. Pretty on point character design wise, but yeah, I just really like a distinct lack of pouches and lines that aren't needed and extra colors thrown in, and like sometimes less is just more, and they really leaned into it. All right, so 3 fantastic books. It was a massive week. We each read a whole bunch of stuff coming in. What was close to making it up here?
So it's funny, speaking of a lot of pouches and lines, really enjoyed Deathstroke. So these two are both part of the new Next Level, and Deathstroke was the third one that came out this week for that, and that one was also really good. It's just pretty similar in a way to Lobo in terms of just a lot of nonstop action in this issue. It's a lot of Slade just trying to break into this prison to get his target, and things predictably not exactly going as planned.
Right?
Who would have been surprised? But
we're getting a couple new Deathstroke appearances coming up here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, because isn't there Absolute Deathstroke?
Yep, Absolute Deathstroke is coming up, which I'm super excited about that. Other stuff this week that was really good. New Moon Knight was really good. New Thor was really good. As much as this is very much like a DC heavy showing up here, Marvel has a bunch of good stuff out this week.
Yeah, Ultimates was great. Captain America was also great. I did not see that coming with Cap. And Ultimates was, Ultimate Captain America heavy. So, yeah, a lot of crossover there, I guess. Planet She-Hulk really hit stride, which, again, we were talking about how disappointing that is, that, so close to the end, which wasn't supposed to be the end.
Yeah.
What else did we have? The G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
So we get the meeting between Duke and Optimus Prime in this one, sort of. Hey, Fritz, what's Optimus Prime's favorite chocolate?
I don't know, Patrick. What is it?
Semi-sweet.
Can leave again.
I feel like there was something. Oh, Sentry. Sentry #1 came out this week as well. So, yeah. Oh, and you were talking about Deadpool. You enjoyed Deadpool. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that came out this week. It is a massive week. We also, as you alluded to, have some reprints of some of the Absolute books. So if you've been missing some of those issues, you can come and get those filled in. Also, reprints of Battle Beast available now, so you can get those as well and get caught up. It's a really great week to be reading comic books. I had to hurry in and get here a lot earlier to be able to read. I think I read like 8 or 9 or 10 already this morning.
No, that sounds about right. Because I was like halfway through my SAC last night. I'm just like, oh boy, I'm not done yet.
Yeah. But and I kept thinking like, well, this one can't be as good as the last. And then I got into it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a really good one too. There's just so much good stuff. So yeah, well, we're going to have kind of a weird weekend. So you and Ryan and Jesse are going to be off tomorrow because you guys are hammering through the weekend. You're going to be here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, holding down the fort with me for the most part at the store, because Jesse and Ryan are off at the convention just down the street at the Civic Center. We're doing a card and games convention, MankatoCon, first year, and we're working with Dorkden and Atlantis to do that. I know there's going to be a bunch of vendors, and so if Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, D&D, any of that kind of stuff is your jam, then be sure to check it out down there. We've got we've been buying up singles like crazy. We've got a ton of sealed inventory. We'll have all kinds of goodies down there. And we're running the Friday Night Magic event for the convention, so it should be a lot of fun.
So on that note, I don't think there's much crossover here, but if you are also someone who comes Friday nights for Magic here, unfortunately, we will be closing at the normal 7 o'clock hour because it'll be going on over there. But so you can definitely still have your Friday Night Magic over there, just not here.
Correct. Yep. And then on top of it, starting next month, we will have some new hours. We're going to be expanding our hours. So watch for information and specifics on that coming up very shortly here. So hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment, share, stop into your local comic shop and pick up some comic books, for crying out loud. We will be back next week with more Pulp Picks. Until then, enjoy the reading.
The mind starts to go once you get old, kids. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if there's anyone watching this that's younger than me, but if you are, your body will betray you in the end.